back to Edina Vlog. I'm your host Josh Sprague with Coldwell Banker Burnett in Edina, Minnesota. I want to start out the program this week with a shout out to Gary Wessner. He emailed me this week and said, Josh, you got to come check out our neighborhood. We just love it. It's the best place to be. So I took his advice and here I am this week in Valley Estates. Now Valley Estates is a neighborhood of about 80 homes just adjacent to Edina High School and Valley View Middle School, Creekview Elementary, and the 9 Mile Creek. It's also on the future 9 Mile Creek Regional Bike Trail, so it's a great resource that will be available to people living here in just a few years ahead. Now Gary tells me it's a very connected place. They have 2 or 3 block parties a year. There's an email distribution list, and there's very little turnover of homes. In fact, in 2010 there are only 2 homes that sold in the neighborhood, average price being about $400,000 to $500,000. Now the thing I love most about this neighborhood is it's like one giant cul-de-sac. You come in and you go out from the same road, and so there's not a lot of through traffic. It's very calm. It's platted very differently, kind of in the circular fashion, kind of like Brookview Heights where we were last week. And also you can walk right onto the beautiful backside of Creekview Elementary School and walk your dog and just be in this wonderful green space and enjoy the creek. So Gary, thanks again for giving me the heads up, and anyone out there who would like to feature their neighborhood, just give me a call or Facebook me and I'm happy to do so. So on to the Facebook question of the week, which was, what is your favorite perennial in your home gardens? Now, for me, it was quickfire hydrangea, but for you out there, it was actually a tie between hydrangea and daylilies. And fortunately, I have both of those in my gardens, both up at the house where I have hydrangea and daylilies and a variety of other species, and down on the boulevard where I ripped out the grass and put in daylilies. It's such a beautiful thing. They're salt resistant, drought tolerant, just kind of something different for the boulevard. They kind of act as rain gardens and take some of the rain shed off of my house and infiltrate it into the ground, and then they just add some beautification to the area. Now unfortunately, with the 70th Street reconstruction, they're going to be tearing those boulevards out, but I can tell you I will be back next year replanting and with a brand new stock. So let's talk about the market news this week. I want to focus on $1 million home sales. People tell me, Josh, why do I care about $1 million home sales? My house is $300,000 or $400,000. I will tell you why. We have so many $1 million homes in Edina. In fact, we have 10% of the total state inventory of $1 million homes. What happens in that market bleeds down into the rest of the market. Now, average sale price this year is up almost 20% in Edina, and my hunch is it has something to do with the health and vibrancy of this market. So let's take a look. Now, overall, take a look at the graphic here. This is the pace of sales in the $1 million home market going back 3 years. In 2009 year to date, we had 43 sales. 2010, 50, and already this year we're up to 66 home sales. So that's about a 30% rise over 2009. Now, in the end of year 2009, total for the state, $239 million home sales. In 2010, 280, and my hunch this year is we're going to get over 300 for total home sales in the state for the year. Drilling down to the Edina market, we have 72 active listings, $1 million or more. We've had 11 sales year to date, which is a 50% rise over last year. We only had 6 this time last March. So nothing but good things ahead for this segment. And again, I think it will continue to push our average price overall for the city up, which is something that is greatly needed after the declines in 2008 and 2009 that really pulled us down. So another thing I wanted to talk about, take a look at this sale here. This is 4621 Woodland, sold for full price. It's in the Gulf Terrace Heights neighborhood, which is just adjacent to Concord Elementary School. Another neighborhood that has great walkability, great connectivity to the schools, and it's another neighborhood that's very popular. It's like Valley Estates and Creek Valley, and these areas that have the opportunities to get out into green space. You don't have to drive your car. The kids can bike, the kids can walk, and that's I think a future trend for the neighborhoods in Edina where people are going to be heavily looking, and we should continue to see robust sales in those neighborhoods that fit that description. Finally, this week, I want to talk about the Edina Public Art Committee's Edina Promenade sculpture opening. It's Wednesday, June 15th at the Promenade Gateway, which is just northeast of Pinstripes. The mayor will be giving a short speech at 5 o'clock, followed by a tour of all the new sculptures. You can actually vote on your favorite sculpture, and they will feature 3 People's Choice Award winners for 2011 after the votes come in. And then finally, you can go to Pinstripes and have great cocktails and appetizers and great conversation with your fellow residents. So hope to see you there, and I want to thank you again for tuning in, for making this show so popular and so well viewed, and it's been a pleasure to produce it, and I hope to see you here again next week.